if it is Thursday, it is Think Tank Thursday. I'm Beth Standlee with Trainertainment, and I am delighted to introduce to you all Robin Marshall. Robin is a year-old trainer with Trainertainment, and she has tons of coaching and leadership and mentorship experience, and we're just so lucky to have her as part of our team. And you know, our philosophy here on Thursday is that we all spend so much time in the mess of doing that we ought to take time to stop and think. And so Rob and I have big things to think about together today, and I just can't hardly wait to share her with you. I want to give a giant shout out to one of our biggest thinking partners in the industry, and that's Redemption Plus. They're the sponsor of our Think Tank Thursdays for 2020, and in our mind, Redemption Plus does an amazing job of helping people with their purpose. That you may think that they're just distributing the best game prizes for your arcade, but honestly, I know Ron deep. It is on a personal level. He's been on Think Tank before, and they're motivated to provide insights that inspire others. So with that, we'll get going. Ladies and gentlemen, Robin Marshall. Can't wait for you to visit with her. Robin, tell the audience how and why you got to Trainertainment.
Oh, how and why? Well, Beth, I just want to say thank you so much for this opportunity to be on here today. It's so exciting. Your energy always gets me so excited. So I'm anxious to share information with you. And so let me tell you a little bit about myself. You know, number one, I'm a mom. I've got 2 kids and love them dearly. But on the other side of that is that I've got my personal intention, and that is to work with people. And so, you know, I've got about 15 years of coalition building experience doing strategic planning, leadership, volunteer recruitment, one of my favorite things to do. And in the past 6 years, I've had the opportunity to work at USBC as a regional manager. And
for those who don't know, tell them what USBC means.
Yeah, so USBC is the United States Bowling Congress. Absolutely, bowling all the way, love it. And I've had the opportunity to just work with some amazing people, both at the local and the state level. And in that 6 years, probably about 4 years in, I was at a state bowling proprietors meeting. And I did my presentation. And after that, this awesome lady gets up, great energy, just getting the group going. And it was you, Beth.
Well, I'm so glad you remember it that way, because I remember having a nervous breakdown because I couldn't stand it anymore. People seemed to be maybe not complaining, but challenged about membership and whether or not people would sign up and get sanctioned as a league bowler, or certified, I think is the right word, as a league bowler. And I just lost my mind. And I was like, wait a minute, guys, they all want to be like us. It's not a burden to be a member, it's a privilege. And I just remember having a nervous breakdown. And I am so happy that you thought it was energetic and not somebody losing their mind. It's so wonderful. I love it. I love it. You can go anywhere with me, Robin.
Well, what I loved about it is all you were doing was stating the facts, letting people know the reality of what it was. And so after you spoke, I thought, man, I've got to meet this lady. So all of a sudden we discovered that we both live in Keller, Texas. And I realized at that point, this is a small world, and I was at the right place at the right time. And so you had mentioned, hey, let's have a cup of coffee sometime. So it took me about 2.5 years to give you a call. And then I finally, and just so everybody knows, what I chose to do after I was working is I chose to step away for a while because my kids are getting a little older. And what I realized was I'm not getting this time back. So spend some time with them, have some flexibility, and found Beth coffee. You talked about your core values of intentional learning, working with people, making them better in every aspect of the way in the family entertainment business. And I just felt like, wow, great fit. And so now I've been here for about a year and absolutely love my clients. They're amazing. It's so much fun to watch them grow. And so I'm excited to be here today to share a new opportunity for some of our clients to take advantage of.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. Well, it is our privilege for sure to have somebody with your experience and with your passion. You know, the thing that I always notice about Robin is that, you know, you have this beautiful way of taking every situation and finding a way to make it positive, to make it necessary, to make it okay, you know, where some people just automatically are wired the other way, right? That see the doom and the gloom in everything. And I'm not saying one way is better than another, but for me, it's inspiring and encouraging to me to have somebody go, okay, what's the lesson? Where is the positive in that? Because we get a choice. And Robin, you are so consistent. How do you do that? How do you spin whatever is in front of you into that positive way?
You know, I love that you just said everybody's wired in different ways. And I think that's where I'm at. I'm wired in that way of always trying to find a positive thing in every situation, because I truly believe that that's what our life's about, is finding the good in who we are, because it can be challenging at times, but to keep in mind that we have potential, we have skills, we've got things to learn about ourselves, and there's no reason why we can't know what that is, and to learn more about ourselves to understand how to be positive in every situation.
That's awesome. That's awesome. What are some of the things you do when you get down? What are some of the things you do to get up? And I know this wasn't part of our script, but golly, it's so you. I would love you to talk about it.
Great question. And the number one thing I do when I feel myself getting down, I sit back and I think to myself, okay, what have I done today? I do a little bit of reflection and I wonder, have I given to anybody else today? Have I showed anyone else that they're valuable? And I really take that focus off of myself so that I don't get in that rut, and just go out. I may go to Starbucks and just say hi to somebody. I may go to the store and just say hi to a stranger. And I always share that with people. Smile at a stranger, because it might be the best thing they get that day.
Oh, that's wonderful. I think that's insightful. So you take the focus off of you and push out to see what's there for you. That's awesome. Well, I would think that is perfectly in line with John Maxwell's mentality about the best leaders being servant leaders. I've recently gone all the way through the servant leadership piece by Kim Blanchard. He does a whole bunch of essays with a whole bunch of people. It's just incredible. And to that end, you visited with me. We are an intentional learning company, and so our people are always reading, finding seminars to go to, online classes, things like that. And I don't know, was it May or June that you and I had a lunch date, and you talked to me about the John Maxwell Certification, and I couldn't get enough of it. And I was like, yes, if you want to go spend your time and do that, I'll pay for some of it. And so you did that. Was it August?
Yeah, I went in August. I went at the end of August. You and I sat down in May, and we talked about it. And yeah, so then I went to the John Maxwell training, and I'd love to share that with you.
Yeah, so tell the audience how wonderful that was, what you got out of it. Well, I'm curious, first of all, what inspired you? What made you, when you're looking at all the things you could go do, what made you say, I want to go to that one?
So when I stepped away from my current venture with USBC, I wanted something motivational on a daily basis. What am I going to do? What's going to help drive me to be the best me every day? And so I researched things on YouTube, and John Maxwell came up. I heard one podcast from him, and that's all it took. It was on confidence and growth, and it made me realize, okay, I can listen to him every day. He's all about intentional learning. He's all about personal growth and investing in other people, and that's right where I was at. So
Oh, wow.
at that point, he inspired me.
That's great. That's great. And so
Yes.
you got real intentional about that for a long time, saw this opportunity, and then attended 3 days, right, Robin?
Yes, it was 3 days.
So tell me about it. What turned you on the most? And of course, I know what we have in the works, so we'll give them a little glimpse of that. But
Yes.
talk to me about what you got from being in the midst of all the people that were there and all the teachers that you had exposure to.
Yes. Okay. So you get there and there's 3,300 people all focused on a common goal, and that's to improve themselves and to show value to other people. Wow. Like-minded people in the room. That's so exciting. I couldn't believe it. And I ended up sitting next to, of all the people, I sat next to the Texas State PTA president.
Oh, wow.
She's amazing. She is so positive. Shoot, I thought I was positive. That woman is so positive. She inspired me, and I got a lot out of that, built some great relationships. And but the most exciting thing that happened was on the last day, John Maxwell, in the morning, he had a service. And he said, if you want to come, come. Well, sure enough, everybody showed. I mean, John is speaking. So he speaks, and afterwards, several hundred people went up front, and he was handing out his leadership Bible.
Oh, yeah.
And just to share that a little bit, you've got it right there. The whole philosophy is that all leadership tools and resources come from the Bible. He shares them as biblical. He shares them as principles. There was a man at our table that went up there. He ended up getting his Bible, and he came back, and he was holding two of them. And I just went up and I hugged him and I said, congratulations. What a great decision you've made. You're going to do great things with this. And he looked at me and he said, oh my gosh, I think I'm going to cry. And I said, is something wrong? And he said, no. He said, all I could think about on my way back was, who am I going to share this extra book with? Why was I handed this extra book? And he said, now I know, Robin. He said, this is for you, because celebration you chose to do with me. And that it was overwhelming. I didn't even know what to say. But at that point, I just realized, boy, I'm in the right place right now.
Wow. What was crazy, August was quite the wild month for us as a company. It's the month that Nancy, our mentor and leader on our own team, passed away. And it was crazy when you and I got together that I think I told you, right? I said, have you ever seen the John Maxwell Leadership Bible? Because Linda, who is now our current coach, when we're going through this, oh my goodness, what am I going to do without Nancy? Linda had said, well, have you ever seen the John Maxwell Leadership Bible? And I ordered it straight away. And do you remember me telling you that story? And you're like, Beth, wait, you have to hear this. And you told me that story. And it's crazy, because that's one of the things that Maxwell doesn't, I mean, I know you were at a church service with him, but this was a business experience, and he has managed to impact and inspire. So whether you have spiritual leanings or not, the principles, I love it that you use the word principles, those business principles are refined, and it's awesome to take that walk through and then read his spin on leadership from these biblical characters. Basically, it's awesome. So, well, what was your chief learning takeaway? What inspired you the most? Because I know you got certification, so could you kind of explain what that certification allows you to do, and then what you want to do with it?
Yes. Okay. So my certification is in coaching and speaking. And so what I can do with that is I have the opportunity to provide teachings on 6 different books that John has put together, from Leadership Gold to the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Okay.
I'm so excited. And it's just an opportunity to get out there and share the word and show value to other people and help them grow to find their full potential, to find their passion, their skills, and their purpose.
That's great. That's
So
great.
it's exciting to see that we as a company can take this material and share it with those that want it.
That's great. That's great. Well, I know, I mean, the growth of Trainertainment through the last 14, May will be 15 years. I have no idea where all that time went. But our growth and our focus on knowing that what we can be experts in, and I use that word loosely, but in sales, service, and leadership, that growth is something that goes on every day. And it's just magnificent to have somebody in our organization who's certified to take on all of our experiences and the experiences that we live in the family entertainment center industry and beyond, and can go help these leaders. And because, I mean, one thing, we wind up helping young leaders so much. We've got first-time team members who flourish in this environment. Some of those kids may go to college, some of them may not, but they'll rise through the ranks. But there's no training. There's,
Right.
You did a great job here, and so we're going to put you here. But there's no training for those folks, and they may flounder. They may not even understand why they're not, flourishing.
Right.
And so much of it is that they need not just the information about leadership, but they need engagement. They need feedback about when things go well, when they don't go so well, I mean, and so I think that's what we're going to be in a position to do. So talk about that, Coach Robin.
Okay, so here we are. We're going to be talking about the 15 Invaluable Laws of Growth. So March 18th, which is a Wednesday, we are going to start our first Mastermind group. And the Mastermind group is a group of like-minded individuals between 8 and 10. We try to keep it really small so that we can be a little bit confidential. I mean, that's the goal, is we want to grow as a group, because it becomes a community of people that work together, that support one another and learn their personal growth on a weekly basis, and put a journal together to help themselves grow. And are they going to be perfect after the 12 weeks? Absolutely not. But what they're going to have is the tools and resources to make that happen. And
well, for some, that might even be exposure, just a first-time exposure, even.
Exactly. And I have to quote this. I love this. It's the growing through life that sets you apart from those that are just going through life.
Oh, that's perfect. It's the growing that sets you apart from those that are just going. Oh,
absolutely.
Man, that's not enough, right? It's not enough to just go through. We get one shot at this.
We get one shot.
Yeah, why don't we grow through? Well, I love it. Well, I'm excited. Well, we're gonna do a webinar that's specific to all of this. Like when?
I believe it is February 20th.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll post it. We'll post it out here on Facebook and put it as a live thing. So if you want to know more about that, maybe mark your calendar for February 20th. We'll interrupt Think Tank for a webinar time. That we either do webinars or do Think Tank. And so I think you're taking 2 things. You'll be Think Tank famous here in a second, Robin. That's awesome. That's awesome.
My kids will be so proud.
Yes, of course. Well, hey, so I hope this was helpful, and we have pre-recorded this, so hopefully we're showing it on a Think Tank. And if you've got questions, Robin and I should be hanging out on Facebook as this airs. And if you got questions for Redemption Plus, there for our sponsors, they should be hanging out there too. I know they're obsessed with growth. And so we'll take any questions and communicate back and forth. But I do want to ask you the signature think tank question, Robin. Are you ready?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
What do you do? What do you do? And of course, we already heard that you love to listen to John Maxwell podcast, so you'll have to think of something else. What do you do on a daily or even a weekly basis to help yourself or others grow?
Great question. So 2 things. Number 1 is for others on a daily basis. I put a quote on Facebook.
Oh, yes, you do. Yes.
I do. And my goal with that is if it impacts me in the morning before I put it on there, then I hope that it impacts at least one other person on a daily basis.
That's great.
Positive thought. And
What inspires me, Robin, I see it almost daily and always like it. I love it when I see it. Yes.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. And the other thing I do for myself to help grow, obviously I'm listening to the podcast. I try to do some reading. I like to listen to books more than I like to read them.
Mm.
But I Zumba because I have lots of
yeah.
And so that helps me keep my energy going with the great community of women that I get to Zumba with.
That is awesome. I swear I got to start that. That looks like so much fun. I'd be a good Zumba girl.
It's fun.
We got to get together. I got to do it. I love that.
You would love it.
I would. It's one of the many DVDs that I don't own because I own every hip hop I own every exercise video known to man or DVD, and I have all the downloads. You got to use that stuff for it to be effective. That's what I learned. So, well, Robin, it's just such a pleasure. It was a great think tank. I hope you enjoyed being on. Look forward to the webinar in a couple of weeks, and really looking forward to the mastermind opportunity with the John Maxwell Mastermind group. So,
yes, I'm looking forward to that. And Beth, thank you so much for the opportunity today. It was great. I hope people are excited about this mastermind. Ask all the questions you want.
Yes.
It is a good opportunity to grow and find a community of people to work with.
That's right. Yeah, if you're interested, just private message me on Facebook or send either one of us an email at robin@trainertainment.net or beth@trainertainment.net. And listen, if you want to be part of Think Tank, if you've got something that you're thinking about that you think, you know what, the world needs to know about this, just email me, beth@trainertainment.net. We'd love to have you as a guest. And thank you for taking time out on Thursdays to just stop and think for a minute. All right. Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.